Hello, gang! Happy Saturday, guys! Welcome, welcome. How are you? I have to tell you, after a very distressing and upsetting week, I'm really happy to wake up today just feeling a little bit more optimistic about the world. I hope that everyone is safe in your neck of the woods. It's been a deeply, deeply upsetting and tragic and just very challenging week. So happy Saturday. I'm so glad that we are starting to turn a corner on all of the unrest that is happening in the world. And I found myself just waking up feeling just like lighter and happier today. So I'm so excited that you are here. Welcome to my Saturday workout. If you are new to my gang, please use the chat box and say hello. Where are you? How are you? How are you feeling? Super excited to be popping in and doing this workout with you guys today. So definitely wear athletic shoes. It's really important, even when you're working out at home, that you are wearing athletic shoes to support your body. Make sure you've got some water nearby. Today's workout is going to include a resistance band and some dumbbells if you have it. If you don't have it, don't worry. I will show you variations on what you can do without equipment. You can do all of these exercises without equipment. And I'm going to be teaching class right down the middle of the gang. So what that means is that if you would like a harder workout, I want you to move faster than I do more repetitions, use heavier weight loads, and I'm going to be working in supersets today. So that means we're going to do 2 exercises back to back. I'm going to be taking a short rest in between those supersets. If you want a harder workout, don't take a rest, and you're going to complete a 3rd superset where I'm only going to be doing 2. And for those of you that want a slightly gentler workout today, you're going to move a little bit more slowly, maybe not use any resistance, take breaks as you need it. Just take your time, listen to your body. The goal of today's workout is to get out of it what you need today. Do you need a big workout? Do you need a high energy workout to feel better? Or do you need to take it a little bit more gentle and slow? All of the above is awesome. I'm just so glad and honored that you guys are here. It's so fun to see all of your awesome faces. So we are going to get started. I do not have my microphone in because I don't know where it is and I got to find it real quick. So I want you to put some music on in the background and entertain yourselves for about 30 seconds and I will be right back because I do not know where I put them. Hold on. Guys, I literally do not know where. I found them! They were behind my computer. I'm looking everywhere for my microphone. I found it. So sorry about that. Okay, guys. So we are, let me get these plugged in and going. Sorry, we're running a minute late here. Make sure you guys can hear me.
Business. Okay, here we go. So, like I said, if you've got some music, put it on in the background. I am going to mute everybody so that you can have fun. It doesn't matter what kind of noise is in the background. Buckley Perkins is going to get us started with a nap today. He wants everybody to lay down and take it easy, but we're not gonna. Okay, welcome, welcome, guys. Let's get this party going. So I'm gonna have you start on your feet. And I want you to separate your feet about shoulder width distance apart, okay? And let's just start with a nice, big, awesome, life-affirming inhale. Exhale it out and repeat. I want you to fill up your bod. You've got life within you, and we need to celebrate that. Really bring in that good air. Exhale it out. Let's go one more time. Big inhale up. Oh, exhale it out. Now you're going to inhale up, but stay there. Exhale and breathe normally. And I want you to just reach up to the sky, bringing your hand to your leg for support. Draw in through your abdomen. Reach up. Make sure that you're breathing in any kind of a rhythm or rate. Inhale, bring that arm up. Exhale, other side. Use your hand for support. Reach up super, super tall. Reaching up really, really high. Breathing short little breaths, just so you're not holding your breath. And relax it down. So what you're going to do is bring your hands to your thighs, bend into your knees so that you're in a little bit of a squat. Then what I want you to do is I want you to arch your back, and then I want you to tuck your pelvis under. Repeat. Do this with me. The reason why we do this is because I need to teach you guys how to really articulate your spine here so that you have a bit of an arch in your lower back. This happens by tilting and tucking your pelvis. It's incredibly important. You know that old adage that you hear fitness experts like me say, keep your back flat? You actually don't want to be keeping your back flat, okay? When you're doing any kind of an exercise, upper body, lower body, leg, glute, you do not want a flat back. You want a slight arch in your back. And what I'm noticing, the more and the more that I work with you guys in these classes and work with the public, is a lot of you are missing this. So right now, I want you to hold here. Now, arch your back, stick your booty back more. Do it more. Contract the muscles of your back and really arch that booty, popping it back, tilting your tailbone up to the sky, opening your chest and really activating those muscles in your lower back to warm them up and start to create a little bit of that arch. It's so important. And relax, and I want you to round up. You're going to bring your feet together. Bend your knees. We're going to go through a series of movements right now to get you prepared for the workout, to get you warmed up, to get you activated. Then we'll get into the exercises. Bend your knees. Step back. Make sure you've got space from left to right. See how I've got space? You don't want your feet in front of each other. You'll lose your balance. Each foot should be in alignment with your hips so that you have space from left to right. From here, I want you to just come down into a little bit of a squat, a partial squat, okay? And you're gonna hold that position coming up on your back toe. If that hurts your back toe, try to work through it. That's part of why I'm having you do this exercise. So you're in a partial squat, not legs straight, a little bit of a partial squat here. Activate your abdomen. Do not let your pelvis move. Pelvis doesn't move. Arms are in front. And I want you to take one hand back, rotate, and look to your right. So you are rotating towards that leg that's in front of you. And that rotation is occurring because of your core muscles. Keeping your pelvis forward in space. Do not let your pelvis move. Your core and your abdomen is contracting into an open position as you look to your right. Right leg forward, left leg back, staying on the toe. As if you were next to a wall and in that ending position, you would be flat against the wall here, but your hips would stay forward. Let's do two more here. One more. And relax. Same thing on the other side. Now remember, we're going through a series of preparatory exercises right now to get you ready for the workout. So technically it's a warm-up, but I don't like that term warm-up because I feel like it's not really what we're doing here. This is one of the things many of you are missing in your own strength training workouts. You can't just pick up from your desk or get out of bed and jump right into a strength training workout, or really any workout, okay? It's important to go through a series of movements like these to get your body prepared for the workout. It's not really to make your body core temperature warmer. It's to get your muscles activating. It's to shift your metabolism into exercise physiology, metabolism, not resting metabolism. It's important to open up the joints, bring a little bit of functional mobility to the joints. One of the reasons why I love this exercise. So we're going to go through this series of preparatory moves so that you get an even better workout. I'm going to take you through a couple of glutes project activate exercises to make sure your gluteys are firing. Let's do one more here. And relax. Take your feet nice and wide and take a look down. Keep your feet truly parallel to each other. If, as we go through this motion, if you have knee issues, you can open your toes outward. But 90% of you really should have your feet truly parallel to each other, toes perfectly forward. Now, sit back onto your heels. Press your hips way back. Bring a little bit of that arch to your lower back, really sitting deeply. Push your hips back, sit deeply. You're gonna get a stretch on the leg when it's straight, getting a really nice functional stretch on that inner thigh. Drive into your heel, drive into your heel. If this is comfortable, we're gonna go a little bit deeper, bringing it nice and low. Sitting deeply, sitting heavy into that leg when it's bent. So right leg, press, left leg, press. Really make this active. This is an active, dynamic, preparatory sequence. You can see why people call it a warm-up. You know, if you follow me, I'm interviewed by the media every single week. And to some degree, I've given up and I've just been like, oh hell, just do a warm-up. Because everyone's like, an active, dynamic, preparatory sequence. What's that? And I'm like, it's a warm-up. I just don't like that term, warm-up. Okay, two more. And relax. Next one of my favorites. Looks like this. Bring your feet together, bend your knees. Option one, you're going to step back into a lunge, step together, alternate. If this is comfortable and easy for you, you're gonna turn it into that, into a bit of a lunge. If this is comfortable and easy for you, we're gonna make it a little bit bigger by coming down, touching the floor, stepping together, touching the floor, stepping together. Letting that back knee release to the floor, keeping all of your effort and focus on your front leg. If this feels good, let's make it even bigger, even better by reach and lunge. Reach and lunge. For those of you that feel great and have pretty decent balance, you're going to look up, look and lunge. Look and lunge. The point of the look is to extend your torso upward, activating what's called your transverse abdominis, TVA. It's the core muscle that is responsible for drawing your tummy inward. One more and relax. Next exercise, bring your feet together, come into a partial squat, thumbs up like you're hitchhiking from your knees straight up to make a Y. Right here. Now, make sure you got that booty pop. No flat back, none of this rounded stuff. Really arch out that lower back. And you're gonna feel your glutes wake up, fire up. You're gonna feel your core. You're gonna feel your gluteys. Hello, everybody. I see Fran. I see Heidi Brenner. I see Elaine, Leslie Neville, Anne Marie, Laura Colleran, Jeff Stanton, Adelia, Jennifer Beamer. Hi, everybody. Kelly Lynn. Oh my God, so fun to see all you guys. Okay, watching you guys. Perfect. Two more. And relax. Next preparatory exercise. Bring your balance onto one leg. take a moment and hang out. If you're new to me, this is a concept that I talk about quite a bit. Balance settles in. So as soon as you come to here, you might be like, whoa. But if you hang out, you'll mellow in and you'll find your balance. Whenever you're doing a single leg exercise, take 5 to 10 seconds to just find your balance. From here, option 1, partial squat, hands to knee, stand up and tap. Partial squat, tap. Partial squat, tap. Drive into the heel to squeeze your glutes. If this is easy for you, partial squat, tap the floor. Tap down for balance. Tap the floor, tap for balance. Continue. Put your body weight and your focus into the standing heel. Drive into your heel hard. Feel your glute activate. How crazy is that? At the top, squeeze your glutey by really opening. We call it locking open the pelvis. That has to happen by squeezing your butt, okay? Such an important activation. 2 more. Touch the floor, lock open the hip. 1 more. Touch the floor, lock open the hip. Same thing, other side. First, find your balance. Get comfortable there. Make sure that you're settled in, and then begin the variation of this exercise that works for you. Even if you're doing a partial squat, make sure you're squeezing your glutey. So for those of you guys that are new to my workout, you might be like, what is this word, glutey? What is this word? So this is a word. Everybody tap down if you can and squeeze. So I often say glutes. I often say booty. And one day during one of these workouts, typical Holly said glutey. And thus we have the Saturday Glutey Gang. I'm gonna make t-shirts. I thought about it the other day. I saw a commercial for a company that they're like, get your t-shirts made, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get Glutey Gang tank tops made. If you guys are into that, let me know. Glutey Gang, Holly's Glutey Gang. Okay, drive into your heel, squeeze that glutey right there. It's so important. It will change your life for real. I'm just not exaggerating here. It's a big game changer. 2 more. 1 more. And relax. We're going to do 1 more preparatory sequence. It's going to take us down to the floor. Then we're going to do some true glute isolation using the Glutes Project to activate. But first, come down onto your hands and knees. I've got options for you. Hands under your shoulders. Push away from the floor, okay? That happens at the shoulders. You want to press away from the floor. It's called protraction in your shoulders so that you're not retracting, you're protracting. From here, option 1 is to just step back and hold a plank for a count of 10. Then you'll take a break. Then you'll do it again. That's option 1. Option 2, separate your feet. And you're going to twist, putting both feet on the floor, rotate tummy, hand onto your tummy, back to plank, other side. Feet first, hand to tummy, back to plank. Feet first, hand to tummy, back to plank. Listen up, because I know some of you are trying to do this with your feet on top of each other. That's great, but make sure you can do this first. Once you've got it here, the more advanced move is to bring your feet together, rotating them together, and coming into your side plank with your feet on top of each other. It requires more stability and it requires more activation in your upper body. Pick the one that feels better. Remember, this is still technically just a preparatory sequence, so this shouldn't be super duper hard. 1 more. And relax. You're gonna relax straight on down to your tummy and workout is done. Not really. So crisscross your arms, put your forehead onto your arms. This is very important because I want your neck in alignment. I'll be lifting my head so that you can hear me better, but this is where I want you to stay for the whole motion. So you're gonna inch your feet away from you to lengthen out, point your toes, Lift one leg, squeeze the glute on that side hard. Relax down and alternate. Lift, hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Squeeze your butt cheek, squeeze your hiney, squeeze your peach, whatever you want to call it. You need to really mentally engage your mind. If you joined me for the Glutes on Fire challenge last week, wow, that feels like it was forever ago. We talked about this a lot. The live video teaching sessions are still free. They are inside of the Facebook group, my Holly Perkins Fitness Facebook page, and they are inside of the Glutes Project Activate. If you joined us last week, go back and watch so that you can learn about the mind-muscle connection here. Really squeezing through your glutes at the top to get them firing. There should not be a lot of movement in your midsection. All movement happens at the leg. And let's do 2 more. 1 more, and we are going to workshop cook hip lift. So those of you guys that have joined me for the Glutes Project Activate, those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Glutes Project Activate is a glutes activation program. Many of the people here have it and use it. Cook hip lift is really stirring up a lot of questions and confusion, so I want to do a quick workshop while we use it. Bring your feet together so they're touching each other, okay? Then bring your heels pretty close to your booty. Pretty close, but not touching, not as far in as you can possibly get, but closer than a bridge. Here's a bridge, here's cook hip lift. Feet together, all right? So from here, I want you to tuck your pelvis under, and I want you to bring one knee deeply into your chest. Hold it into your torso as much as possible because that creates a tilt on the pelvis, okay? What this does is it tilts your pelvis so that when we lift, you're getting into the glute on the leg that is on the ground. So you're gonna press into your heel of the foot that's on the ground, okay? You don't have to lift your hips very high. It's really more of a rotation. It's not really a big, huge, high lift. This is about pushing into your heel of the leg that's on the ground, push into that heel and activate the glute on that side. That's all this exercise is about. If this bothers this knee, you're going to move it out a little bit and perform the exercise from there, okay? If that bothers your downward knee, that's how you adjust it. Let's do 3 more. Pressing the hips upward, maybe 2 inches, maybe 4 inches, but it's not that high. That's the thing, this is not a glute bridge. A lot of people are confusing this with a glute bridge, which it's not. Feet together, kind of close to your booty, leg into your torso, deeply into your torso, press and lift. Notice how my hip really is not even going very high, but I'm getting this rotation and 100% isolation on the left leg, the leg that is down on the ground, okay? Pressing into that heel, really driving your hip as high as you can, but you're not gonna get that high. Very different from a glute bridge or a hip thrust, which both appear in the Glutes Project Activate. They are all different ways of really getting in and isolating to activate glute medius, maximus, and minimus. Keeping your upward knee deeply into your chest. And let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And relax. Fabulous. Bring your knees into your chest. If this works for your spine, you're going to roll back and forth 5 or 6 times, ending in a seated position. If this is uncomfortable on your back for any reason, you are just going to bring your knees side to side. 6 times here, side to side, and then we are all going to end in a seated position. Rolling to your side, coming up to a seated position. Everyone is here. I want you to come onto your hands and knees. And from here, round your back, arch your back. Really give me a good back arch here. That's an extension of what I was just teaching at the very beginning when I talk about that booty pop and creating an arch in your lower back. A lot of people are starting to get a flattened lumbar curve, and it causes all kinds of troubles. So here we're starting to open up that lumbar curve again, opening up the spine, really improving all of the mobility through the pelvis and the spine. One more, and relax. Tuck back onto your toes so you're in a crouched position. Option one, you're going to stand up and come into a stretch and then just bend your knees, come into a stretch. Bend your knees, come into a stretch. This is option one. Option two is that your hands are on the ground. Crouch, stretch, open, fold. Drive into your heels, pushing your knees back behind you to really lengthen out through the back of the legs, opening the back of the knees, coming into just a gentle, not super intense forward bend here. It doesn't have to be a super deep stretch. It's really dependent on what your flexibility is. One more. And we're gonna slowly come up, roll up, and immediately lift your knees 6 to 10 times. Actively, this will help to keep you from getting dizzy. Lift your knees, lift your knees, lift your knees. Okay, we are gonna get into our workout, guys. First exercise, you need a dumbbell. If you don't have one, it's totally fine. Grab any kind of resistance that you have. It could be a water bottle. It could be your cat. It could be your dog. Grab something that is resistance. The heavier, the better if you have it. If you don't worry about it. First exercise of the superset. Feet are wide. It's a plie position here. Toes are pretty much fully opened. Now, they're not completely 90 degrees, but they are quite open. If you looked down and you were standing on a clock, your feet would be at like 9:30 and 2:30, not 9 and 6, okay? So toes are open, holding your weight, whatever it is, you're gonna drop down, press. I want you to count 15 repetitions. You are responsible for repetition counting. If you want to do more, you can do 20, all right? If you've got a nice heavy dumbbell here, if you've got 30, 40-pound dumbbell, you can do 10 repetitions, 12 repetitions, but the average is going to be 15 repetitions for all of our exercises today. If I don't say it, you're going to default to 15 repetitions for everything, unless you are adjusting your workout for your body and for your energy today. 15, reaching super tall, all the way up. Nice. We're working in supersets. This is the first exercise of the 2 supersets here. Okay, then we're gonna go right in to our next exercise, and then we'll take a rest after that superset. From here, take your feet out into a lunge position as much as possible. Keep your toes forward. Some of you are going to have to open your toes a little. That's fine. Start with your feet parallel. You are going to lunge down, press diagonal. Lunge down, press diagonal. 15. Pressing into that heel. And just like on that last exercise, you can use a heavier dumbbell here if you have it, okay? Sitting down, the whole goal is to get a bit of a diagonal motion here rather than pushing up, okay? It's a lunge, reach, lunge, reach. 15 on each side, really driving into your left heel there. Sorry, right heel, right there, right heel. Driving in, 15. And then we're gonna immediately go to the other side after that 15. Same thing, sitting down, press. Really stretching off center. So part of that is I just wanted to bring a little bit more lateral off center work to our workouts. For those of you guys that have been coming every weekend, So I wanted to bring a little bit of this lateral movement sequence because, you know, these kind of like off-center, imperfect, non-linear motions are things that we do every day in our life. Your workout is really intended to make you better at life. A lot of people forget that. People think that a workout is to get you fit and to make you look better. But the truth is, the real point of a workout is to make you better when you got to pick up something heavy or push or pull something heavy or quickly turn around and react. That's what your workout's about. It's to make your life better. One more. And that is our first superset. Short break. For those of you that want a harder workout, no break. You're going to go right back into squat, plie, and press. Plie and press. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to take about a 20-second break or so, 10, 15, 20-second break. Not a very long break. Just a little bit to let your heart rate recover, let your muscles recover, and then we will go back into the next set. So I'm going to be doing 2 supersets. Those of you that want a harder workout, you'll do 3. Get on it. You're in your plie and press. So you'll do 15 repetitions of everything. Second set, here we go. Use a heavier dumbbell. If that last exercise was too easy for you, grab a heavier dumbbell. Toes are open in a plie. Sit down, reach. Sit down, reach. I encourage you to come to the depth in your plie here where it's challenging. Sit down into it. If you've got a kettlebell or if you're holding a proper dumbbell, you can hold it by the end and tap the ground. Tap the ground. That way you're able to really gauge how deeply you're going. My point is to say, I want you to give yourself some good depth at the bottom. That's where you're really going to get a great hamstring and glute workout. It's really great for mobility of the pelvis here, opening up the pelvis. This is also a really great knee safe movement pattern. One more, those of you that tend to have knee issues, and relax. Really generally do better with the toes in an open position as compared to trying to do, let's say, a front squat from here. Those of you guys that have knee issues, you're really going to feel your knees in a movement pattern like that. But as soon as we have the toes open a little bit, it's very forgiving on the knees. Second exercise, toes are mostly parallel, lunge, diagonal, 15. Really driving into your heel, reaching super tall. Press that heel. Do you feel your glutes fire there just as you get to the bottom of the motion and you push away from the floor? Do you feel your glute fire? If you don't, you need to be using the Glutes Project to activate more regularly, 2 to 3 times per week. Really should feel, I feel a strong contraction at the bottom of this. Right here, all I feel is my glute firing, 100%. I don't get anything else except glute firing there, okay? One more. And for those of you guys that are on my email list or who joined me last week for the Glutes on Fire 5-day challenge that was free, today starts the summer session of the Glutes Project Ultimate. We are kicking off a round of live workouts on Monday. So if you're floundering a bit, if you feel like you want to be a part of a group, if you want to work with me more closely, if you want some guidance, if you need somebody to ask questions to, please consider joining us for the Glutes Project Ultimate. We're doing a live kickoff call today at 1 p.m. Eastern. Workouts start on Monday. So we got a lot of people in this gang. If you want to join, let me know. You can send me an email, holly@hollyperkins.com. 3 more, or wherever you are. Remember, you're responsible for counting your reps. Perfect. And relax. All right, you're going to go into your third superset. For those of you that want a bigger workout, go. Third set, squat and press. You'll also do a third set of that side lunge. The rest of us, we're gonna rest for a couple seconds. We're gonna go into our second superset. Second superset is a band superset. So grab a resistance band. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can do both of these exercises without a band. A handled band is best, but a circular band can work. And I will do my best to remember to show you. One of the exercises is going to be a little bit harder. This is ideal, okay? So let me demo, and then you're going to start with me in a minute. If you were with me a few weeks ago, we workshopped this. It's one of my favorite new exercises. So what you're going to do, let me show you from the front. It'll be easier. Feet together. You're going to stand on your left foot, okay? This is a left leg exercise. You're on your left leg, all right? You're going to take a band, and you're going to step on it. And you're only going to give yourself maybe about 6 inches of the band on the handle here, okay? So you're going to stand on your left foot. You're going to hold in your right hand. You're going to find your balance. It begins here. From here, you are going to rotate into a single leg deadlift, come up, squeeze the glute. Single leg deadlift, squeeze the glute. Continue. I'll show you from the side. So remember, you are standing on your left leg. You are holding the band in your right hand. This is a left leg exercise. Coming forward, come up, squeeze the glute, 15 each side. Love, love, love this variation of single leg deadlift. And then remember, you really do want some resistance on that band so that at the top, you really got to pull upward and really squeeze your glute. Squeeze that glute right there. Driving into your heel as much as possible. 15, and then we'll switch sides. You can use something for balance. You can also do this exercise with no resistance. You don't have to use a band here. And if you're using a circle band, it looks exactly the same way. It's exactly the same with the circle band. You're just going to stand on it, and then you're going to hold. In some ways, a circle band is better. It's just so much more restrictive. Okay, switch sides if you haven't already. You're going to stand onto your right leg. You're going to hold the band in the right. Single leg deadlift, tap at the top. Those of you guys that are more advanced or who are really solid in this motion, you don't have to tap at the top. You can just come into a swing through and right back. Swing through and right back, okay? More advanced, but it definitely works for those of you guys that are there, okay? Really driving into your heel from the bottom to the top, activating, squeezing the glutes so that you get that full hip opening at the top. It's okay to exaggerate a little, okay? So other fitness experts would probably criticize me for the way that I exaggerate a bit here. But the truth is, in my experience, most of you have weak glutes, and the only way to get back to neutral is to exaggerate a bit. All right. And so, and I'm also demonstrating because I really want you to see that motion. It's really important that you are fully tucking and fully opening the front of the hip. One more here. And relax. Next exercise. Ideal if you do it with a band, handled band. I will show you how to do it with a circle band in a minute. So you are going to put the band out in front of you with your handles hanging equally. You're going to wrap so that in this position right here, you have a little bit of resistance on your band. From here, press your shoulders down and back, and you're going to extend and open your band. I have a really tight band. You're going to open straight out, come back to start. Straight out, come back to start. Okay, so you want to try and have just a little bit of resistance when your arms are in front of you, because here you're going to get maximal resistance. So the goal is to extend your arms back slightly behind your body you are activating posterior deltoid here. This is a posterior shoulder exercise, and I really want you to make sure that you've got your shoulders down and back. This is a really incredible shoulder physical therapy exercise, okay? 15 in total. The boys are here. Blue is here. Say hi, Blue. Blue, say hi to everybody. Blue just woke up. He literally just got out of bed. It's 11:15 here on Saturday. He's that lazy of a dog. Okay, 15. Good job, guys. And then after that, once you have finished, we are going back to that single leg deadlift. Now, if you don't have a band, you can perform your single leg deadlift with a dumbbell, all right? So it looks exactly the same. You are here, standing on the left, holding it in your right hand. Single leg deadlift can be done when your dog is not in the way. Can be done just like that band, okay? The band is just a nice variation. And I also really, really, really love the way that you get an incredible contraction at the bottom and the top when you're using a band. Love it, so good. So you are on your left leg, okay? On your left leg, really squeezing and contracting at the top. Making sure it's tight. You want a little bit of resistance at the bottom and squeeze. 15, we are in our second superset here. Planning ahead, those of you guys that want a bigger workout, you're gonna do your third superset. Those of you guys that want a gentler, slower paced workout, just take breaks. Maybe you only do one set of every exercise with me. Don't worry about having to modify, okay? Listen, no judgments, guys. You know, there are people that are more fit than me. There are people that are less fit than me. And guess what? The same is for you. There's people that are more fit than you, and there are people that are less fit than you. The point is that we're all showing up. We are all doing our best. We are all celebrating the ability of the body that we have. And the goal is for you to get better as per where you are. It doesn't matter if you can do what I can do or not, okay? I mean that. I get emails from you guys all the time, and one of the things I hear quite a bit is, you know, I can't do it exactly the way that you do it. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay. I'm so glad that you're doing it. That's all that matters, is that you're doing it safely, of course, because I don't want you to get injured, but you're just doing it to the best of your ability, doing your best to hear me and mimic my technique, okay? So that you are safe and you know your body best. I want you to challenge yourself for sure, but you've also got to listen and be safe and gentle. I don't want anybody to overdo it to the degree where they get an injury or, you know, a little ache or pain. Thankfully, my community, almost never, so rarely do people get injured. I mean, no one's ever gotten really legitimately injured, but you know, those little body areas that we all have can get a little triggered. But I just want you to listen to your body and don't push when your intuition is telling you to take it a little easy, okay? One more here. Oh, so good. Okay, moving into second set. These are called band pull aparts. You can do it with a circle band. It's a lot harder. You have to hold it with your thumb, and you want to just literally pull apart to the degree that you can, okay? It's almost a bit more of an isometric exercise here if you're doing it with the circle band. There's value in this, I promise. Big value. It's just a different variation. So hopefully you have a longer band. You know, if you've got several circle bands, you can even just cut your circle band in half so that it's a long band. If you have a bunch of circle bands, because then you're not going to have a circle band. So don't take your only circle band and cut it. But if you've got like a bunch of circle bands laying around, you can take one and cut it in half and use it like what's called a TheraBand. If those of you who've ever been in physical therapy offices, use something called a TheraBand, which looks like this, but it's flat. There's no handle on it. That's kind of the old school physical therapy tool, which is great. I love TheraBands. I just find these handled resistance bands are a bit more versatile. 15 here. Oh, they're so good. This is one of the best exercises for those of you guys that are having shoulder issues. That is one of the best exercises you can do on your road to having more functional shoulders. It's such a good exercise. Okay, that was 2. That was our second superset, second round. Those of you that are going to continue, you're going on third superset of those 2 exercises. So you are back to single leg deadlift, and then you're going to do a third set of that band pull apart. Then you're going to join us. The rest of us are taking a little rest, and we're going to go into my next superset. Oh, I have a new exercise for you guys. I'm super excited. Okay, so first exercise is going to be a standard deadlift, which we workshopped, I think that was 2 weeks ago. So if you weren't here for that workshop, check it out 2 weeks ago. It'll be on the web page that I emailed to you tomorrow, where you can watch this replay, okay? So deadlift. If you have a barbell at home, because I know some of you do, set your barbell up. Let's do a proper deadlift today. If you've got a barbell, go get it. If you've got a body bar, go get it. If you got dumbbells, use them. We can also do it with a band. I'm going to do it with a band because that's a harder resistance for me today. But those of you guys that have dumbbells, I will also show you with dumbbells. So we're setting up for deadlift. If you're using a band, it looks like this. Feet are about shoulder width distance apart. You're going to stand on your band, okay? Stretching it in between your feet. So really give it a stretch in between your feet, all right? Now from here, what's going to happen is if you're here, there might be too much resistance on your band. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your band around to shorten it. And from here, toes are open slightly, tiny little bit of open. You are going to send your hips back, and then you are going to sit down, and then you're going to stand up and squeeze your glutes. Hips back, sit down, and stand. Okay, let me show you with dumbbells. Let me show you from the side. So remember, a proper deadlift is a 3-phase exercise. Pretend these are heavy dumbbells. They're not. They're only 5 pounds, but that's okay. Toes are open. Deadlift is first an RDL. Then you sit down, then you stand, squeeze your glutes. RDL, sit, stand. So it's first a hip extension right there, and then it's a glute squeeze at the top. 15. Oh, it feels so good. I got to tell you, I was gonna demonstrate this with a band for you guys. I know I demonstrated it, but I'm actually doing this with dumbbells today because it feels so good on the hips. Really, really good. Make sure that those hips go back first, because you do want to keep somewhat of an upright position on your chest. You don't want to totally bend over. It's not a bend over. It's a hip back, chest up, sit down, okay? Yep, right there. Squeeze your glutes. Dumbbells are headed down towards the sides of your feet. Really tucking and squeezing the pelvis at the top. One more. Next exercise. Love this exercise. It works best with a very heavy dumbbell. So if you have 30, 40, a kettlebell works great with a dumbbell. I'm also going to show you with a band. First setup, hold your one dumbbell. Feet are kind of narrow. If you're holding a dumbbell, hold it here in the center, end to end, okay? So it hangs down. Let me show you with a proper dumbbell. Oh, I don't even know if I would call this a proper dumbbell, to be honest with you. It's a pink 3-pound dumbbell, but I guess it's a dumbbell. So if you've got a heavy dumbbell, you're gonna hold it, actually crisscross your fingers and hold it here. Here's your exercise. You come into a forward bit of a squat, and you're gonna pull that dumbbell right up to your sternum. Up to your sternum, and then pull your elbows back. Oh, Lord, Lord help me. Guys, stop. Sorry, you guys, somebody just came to the door. These dogs go bonkers. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, guys, stop. Thank you, Wendy. God help me. So this really works fabulous if you have a heavy dumbbell. Now, if you don't have a heavy dumbbell, you can also do it with a band. So what you have to do is stand on your band. You're going to hold it the same exact way. Here, here. 15. Okay? Just like that. Really make sure you're bringing your shoulders back, elbows back. I love this exercise. It looks like this. I love this exercise with a really heavy dumbbell. Just make sure you're keeping your chest open and you're really pulling this into your sternum, into your tummy. 15. Okay? It's a variation of a bent over single arm row, but I'm keeping it centered. I really love it. What did I call it? I called it a perseverance row is what I called it. It's kind of an exercise I made up. I don't know if other people are doing it, but okay. Second round, same two exercises, deadlifts and row here. So make your adjustment to that row. You can use a heavy dumbbell, a kettlebell, a band, whatever feels good. Just make sure that you're getting that really good contraction here. So we're back to deadlift, second round for 15. Remember, you do want your toes open a little tiny bit. First, it's a Romanian deadlift hip thrust back, right? So we've got a hip hinge first, hip hinge, then you drop down. Hip hinge, then you drop down. Oh, it's such an incredible exercise. It just does so much. It's what we call a posterior chain exercise. I want you really heavy on your heels. And I want you to really squeeze your glutees right there. You know, tuck your pelvis if you have to, but I want you to really squeeze tightly through your buns right there. That ending position is everything. If you're sick of me talking about it, hopefully what will happen is I will be in your head next time you do your exercise, right? Squeeze the glutes. It's my gift to the world. 2 more. Squeeze. 1 more. And relax. Perseverance row. You can use a heavy dumbbell, kettlebell, band, whatever works. Feet are narrow. Just make sure, let me show you from the side. Just make sure you're really pulling in so that you can retract your shoulder blades. Retract your shoulder blades. For you, it may also feel at the top like you're sticking your chest out, okay? I'm coming in to check some technique. Heidi Brenner, that looks fabulous. Elaine, looks good. Adelia, good job. Christina Scott on her deadlifts. Okay, girl, it looks like you're using a barbell. It looks like it from here. Yes, good for you. I love it. Good job. That is awesome. I get so excited when I know people have barbells at home. Oh my goodness. I'm like, yeah, that person's serious about their workout. So, and dumbbells are fabulous. So Lori, looking good. So good. Lori, bend your knees. Lori S. Yes, good girl. And then bend forward a hair. Yes, exactly. And pull it to your sternum. That's better. Feel that difference? Pull those elbows back. Good job, Lori. Really good. Really, really good. Jane Colnane. Miri is here. Yana, Linda Landry. Susan Lewis. Eric Rice. I don't know how you say that, but Dawn, Diane, Bel McQuay. Hello, Ray, Orla. Everybody, Crystal Lindsay. So good to have all of you guys here. Krishanti, Laney. The Willies are in the house. Aaron Sergi. Oh my gosh. I could just sit here all day and just like holler out your names. I get so excited to see all you guys. Okay, so those of you guys going into that third round, if you haven't already, deadlift to bent over row. All right, and I think I got one more. Oh gosh, we're running out of time. Okay, listen up, everybody. Stick around afterward if you have questions. We will do a little round table, a chat if you have any questions, but I got to get moving. I didn't realize I was moving so slow today. We got one more superset. You're going to do what you can as quickly as you can. Take your time if you need to. Third superset, walking lunges with, oh, you guys are going to hate me. So you're gonna hate me, but this is good. Walking lunges, superset with a split squat. I'm gonna flip-flop it and show you so that you know how to do a split squat, and you're gonna work on your own speed. First exercise of this last superset. You're gonna start with your feet together. Bend, 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 bend. Put your mind into your right foot. You're gonna step back into a split squat position. It's a front leg exercise. You can hold dumbbells here or not. Let me demo. Make sure your knees are bent. Front leg exercise, drop down, stand. Drop down, stand. It's a front leg exercise, okay? Driving into that front heel. 15. Then you're gonna switch sides. 15. Then walking lunges. Go. I want you to start. Let me show you walking lunges. For those of you that are newer, I know many of you who are in my community know what to do, but every week we get some new people in here. So if you're new, welcome. I hope you'll introduce yourself because I will happily answer any questions. I'd like to know when people are new. So if you are new, please stick around after for the chat and just let me know you're new, because it's important for me to know who I'm talking to, right? Walking lunges, feet together. It's a front leg exercise. Step out, use your hands, step together, other leg. This is option one. If you have a nice long hallway in your house, just keep going. Just keep going, and I want you to do 15 steps. Turn around, and then do 15 steps back. Option two is to hold your dumbbells down by your sides, okay? Listen, I do like a pause step. This is a pause step. I prefer everybody to do a pause step. There's a lot of reasons for it. I'm gonna save your bandwidth as to why. And for those of you guys that are very advanced with your walking lunges, you can swing through if you want. But listen, even during the times when I was wicked fit, a pause step is really beneficial. I'm not gonna get into why. So 15 repetitions for each exercise. We're gonna do one set, see how everybody feels, and then you could do a second or a third set. This is our last superset. So split squat or walking lunge, wherever you are. I'm gonna do split squat here. You guys are working at your own pace, faster or slower, whatever. For real, whatever works for you. And I know, let me tell you something, guys, okay? This exercise right here is my nemesis. This is by far, of any exercise ever created by God, the goddess above, this is my hardest exercise right here. So I hate it. And let me tell you, if you haven't heard me say this before, the very exercises that you hate, the very exercises that are so hard for you, are the very exercises that have massive transformative ability in your body. There's a reason why you hate it. There's a reason why it's hard. I know this from experience. I know this from science. So for me, I was able to get better at split squats by practicing my Bulgarian split squat. So the reason why this exercise is so hard for me is because this is killer on my back toe. And I know many of you can agree. That is because your back toes have limited flexion, okay? Dorsiflexion. They don't have enough dorsiflexion. And this exercise can help to restore some of the mobility in the toes that are probably that way because of weak glutes. Don't get me started. My point is to say, your hardest exercises, if you can work them gently and cautiously and safely, if you can work through them a year from now, they're going to be the very exercises that transform you the most. For many of you, it's walking lunges. I know a lot of people moan and groan with the walking lunges, right? Same thing. If you moan and groan with your walking lunges, I promise, if you practice these just like this, hands on the front knee, practice and you practice, they're going to get better over time. Used to be the same for me. Wow, I'll never forget in my 20s, New York City, La Palestra. I was training Howard Stern at the time, and we would do walking lunges together, and I was angry. Oh, I hated them. They were so hard. Now I can do them all day long. I love them so much. They are so good for you. It's such an incredible functional exercise. For those of you that struggle with the back toes stuff, here's what I want you to do. Front leg, booty squeeze. Front leg, booty squeeze. That is going to ease those of you that have back toe issues. Looks like this. Leg, booty squeeze like crazy. Step, booty squeeze like crazy. Step, booty squeeze like crazy. It will fix your back toe issues. Okay. Second set. Go. For those of you that are already into your second set, hold on, Jennifer Beamer. Do you open to teaching? Oh yeah, totally. I love that. So Jennifer asked, we'll do it next time. Jennifer Beamer asked if I would be open to teaching a wood chop and diagonal variation. So one's called a chop and one's called a lift. Oh, let's do it. Jennifer, friend, thank you for that. Brilliant idea, because literally when I was talking about that lunge, I was like, we got to get some more diagonal stuff in. So we're going to practice. We're going to do a chop and a lift. I happen to be more of a fan of the lift because it hits QL in a very productive way, right? So guys, next weekend, we're going to workshop 2 new exercises that will change your life. Okay, those of you guys doing your walking lunges, amazing. Miri says, I love walking lunges too and starting to love Bulgarian split squat. Kathy Connor says, yes, I always hated lunges, but now love. But never did walking ones. I hate them. Ha ha ha. I love it. So proud of all you guys. Okay, finishing up your last set here, whatever that means for you. If that's a second set of what we just did or a third set. Listen, I want you to challenge yourself. Elaine, those are fabulous. Good job. Make sure, Elaine, make sure that you are heavy into your front heel. And when you step together, make sure you really step together and pull, squeeze that booty right there. Like, yes, good job. Good job. Yes, exactly. I love it. You guys are going to feel so fabulous. I love having all of you here. Everyone is finishing out their final sets. I'm creeping in on all of you. Teal is here, not cleared by physical therapist yet. You're lurking today. Cool. Teal, I'm glad you're lurking and I'm so glad you're here. I hope that you continue to feel better. I'm so glad you're in physical therapy. You take care of your little bod. You'll be back with us soon. You know, and when you feel cleared, you can do a little bit of Glutes Project to Activate, which, by the way, guys, I'm in the process of getting the Glutes Project to Activate approved by a world-renowned physical therapist as well as a medical doctor. All of the Glutes Project, in fact. It's taking longer than it should, but that's how the world is these days. So, okay, finishing up that last set, and then we're going to go through just a couple of cool down moves. I'm going to pop in and do that now, and you guys can catch up as soon as you are ready. So we all just finished walking lunges. Let's take a moment and cool down. First, I would love for you to just come to a comfortable position here, legs relaxed, and let's take a big inhale up. And exhale it out. And then again, inhale up, stretching super tall, exhale it out. One more time, inhale it up, exhale it out. Now you're going to inhale up, okay? But you're going to now breathe normally. You're going to interlock your fingers, bring them back behind here. And I want you to bring your elbows back, open your chest and look up and just relax. Look up, stretch through the chest, lengthen your chin, stretch between your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Really, 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 really important here. And relax. Okay, take your feet right next to each other. I want you to cross your left over your right, okay? Keeping this front leg bent, back leg straight. So your right leg is straight, your front leg is bent. You're gonna come forward into a stretch, keeping your right leg straight. If it's comfortable, come down into a forward stretch, okay? And really lengthen your right leg, okay? Right leg. You could be in that forward bend here. Now I want you to stand up. Listen, you're gonna switch I want you to straighten your front leg and just soften your back leg. Okay, just soften that back leg, but straighten your left leg. Same stretch. Nice straight left leg. And then coming forward if you can. This right here, when your front leg is in front and straight, is a really great iliotibial band stretch. Even though you don't really stretch the band, it's just a stretch that really tends to hit how your quadriceps and hamstrings come together at the iliotibial band. Soften your knees, come up, and we're gonna switch sides. Okay, feet together, right leg over, okay? Back leg, left leg, straight. Come forward, back leg is straight. Back leg is straight, forward bend. Slowly roll back up, and you're gonna switch. Straighten your right leg, soften your back leg, coming in. Straighten your left leg, front leg, the leg that's in front, right leg, sorry, your right leg, the leg that's in front is straight. Forward bend for a stretch. Folding forward. Folding forward is really where you get the full expression of this stretch. And if you're able to, you really can lock, fully opening your front leg. If you're able to, if not, keep them both a little bent. You can modify everything. Relax and come up. And then just quickly, I want you to just have a comfortable seat on the ground. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. I pretty much always love to do this stretch. It's so good for opening up the hips. So wherever you are here, just let your knees collapse to the ground. Don't worry about how high they are. Don't worry about anything. Just come into this position where it feels good and just collapse forward where it feels good. So one of the biggest things I've always noticed after 30 years of coaching people is that when I take people through stretches, they get really self-analytical and self-critical. Should I be here? I'm not doing it good enough. I'm not stretching far enough. My flexibility is terrible. It's unbelievable, the degree of self-criticism a lot of us experience in stretching. And guess what? It's so silly and it's so not necessary, right? Sure, I want you to be more flexible, but where you are today is where you are. The point of stretching is to relax, to release. It's not to be in pain or restricted. It shouldn't be intense. You always come into a position where you can melt, where you can release. It should calm your central nervous system. And we all need that after this week. And relax, and I want you to come to a truly just comfortable, neutral, seated position for yourself. One last exercise for you. Let your belly go. Isn't that hard to do? Let it go. Let it fall out. Who cares? It doesn't matter what it looks like. Let all that tension go. Let that belly come out. And I want you to take a deep inhale down into that beautiful belly of yours. And then I want you to just exhale and do that again. I want you to inhale, letting that belly expand, letting everything open, letting all the tension out. And then I want you to exhale. And I want you to do one more deep inhale. And I want you to exhale. That is the essence of diaphragmatic breathing. Those of you guys that are really feeling the upset and the stress of the events of this week, I really want you to practice this diaphragmatic breathing because it can help to calm your central nervous system, so that you can think a bit more clearly in these deeply, deeply troubling times. I'm so glad that we are having glimpses of being on the mend of this immediate upset. We've got a long way to go in the world and in this country. And for those moments when you are in upset, practice this diaphragmatic breathing because it really does help to bring you back to a calm, collected place so that you can choose how you want to move forward in the world. I'm so grateful to have everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. If you have other friends that would like to join us, I'm doing this totally free through the end of July. We will renegotiate at the end of July because I know all of you want it to continue. Please invite your friends, hollyperkins.com/free workout. Stick around if you want to chat or if you have questions. I will be here again next week. You will be receiving an email from me tomorrow. I will be giving you a link to this workout so that you can watch it in playback. And the goal is that this week, you're going to use some of these playback videos for your own workout, if you don't have a workout program, you can use these videos on Tuesday and Thursday, and then join me again next Saturday. Thank you so much. You guys have a fabulous weekend. Questions? Who wants to chat? If you have a question, you're going to look at your screen and you're going to look down to the bottom left, and there's a little button right about here that says participants. Click on participants, and then you're going to look for a button that says raise hand. Raise hand is going to let me know that you want to chat, and then I will unmute you. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. But it will unmute you so that we can speak to each other and so that I can hear you. It's my favorite part of the workout. I love it, love it, love it. It's my favorite. Okay, so hold on one second. Okay, Miri, you're gonna have to unmute yourself.
I already unmute. Can you listen to me?
Am I what?
Can you listen to me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Glutey was asking me, because he was checking some exercises, the hip thrust in many, how to say, well, in many videos, that they usually, sometimes they do the hip thrust with a with a barbell and also a banded, well, a circular band.
Correct.
Why is that?
So, So a couple things. I love for hip thrust. Mary's been coaching with me for a while, so I know her really, really well. Hip thrust is one of my favorite exercises. It appears in Glutes Project Activate, and it's also in the Glutes Project Ultimate. So hip thrust with a barbell is my favorite. The reason why people are adding a band, this is why. So a band is a way to add what's called variable resistance. So what happens when you add a band, honestly, it's a bit of fine tuning. I'm not entirely convinced that it's absolutely necessary. So when people are using a barbell and a band simultaneously, it's because they want to get the value of both kinds of resistance. So a resistance band is what we call variable resistance, because when, Miri, I don't know if you can see me. I know you've got your camera off.
Yeah.
I can see you. Guys, when a band is extended, you've got maximal resistance here. There's more resistance here than there is here. More. That doesn't happen with a barbell, because a barbell is what we call a fixed resistance, and its relative load on your body is dependent on where you are in space. So the barbell's weight doesn't change, but its relationship to gravity changes. So therefore, when you are up here at the top on a hip thrust, okay, and your barbell is here, you only get maximum resistance right here. You won't get maximum resistance here. So what they're doing is they're adding a band so that they get more resistance through the swing of a hip thrust. And it also just adds more resistance at the top, on top of the barbell. So like if you're working out at home and you only have a 50 pound barbell, the only way you're gonna add to that resistance is to add weight. If you don't have more weight, you gotta add a band. So the band is just gonna add resistance. So the reason for doing it is more resistance and also different loading on the muscle.
Can I ask you a question? What is better? Because I have both a barbell and a dumbbell, but I can make it higher, the load, with it's more comfortable with the barbell than with the dumbbell.
Correct. Yeah.
So it works the same in a way.
Totally. Absolutely.
Okay.
I would always, guys, on a hip thrust, I will always prefer a barbell. If you have a barbell, use a barbell. The only reason I teach it with a dumbbell is because people are working out at home and they don't have a barbell. Not everybody has a barbell at home. A lot of people can't get a barbell at home. A lot of people won't get a barbell at home. So all of my home programming, I have to teach it with dumbbells because not everybody has a barbell. But I would always rather you have you do a hip thrust with a barbell.
Okay, thank you. And another simple question. When I do the single leg deadlift, because I have a bad balance, I have to grab myself from something on the side. So that's why I was saying that in a way it's similar to the single leg touch.
Okay.
So, but it's okay. It still works when you hold yourself from something on the side.
Yes, and I would love for you to really work hard to learn to not have to balance yourself on the side. You can do it. You can get there. It might take time, but I want you to work on it and get there. You can, because eventually you're going to get more out of the exercise by not balancing yourself. So I would love for you to try to work towards that.
Okay, I will try. I will do little by little.
Yes, little by it might take you a year. It could take a long time,
Yeah.
and that's okay. You can do it. I promise. I promise you can get there. It's just going to take the willingness and the decision to learn how to do it without supporting yourself balance-wise. You can do it. Work on it.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Stay safe. Okay. And Aaron Sergi.
Hey there. I have three quick things. One is that the Bulgarian split squats are no longer my greatest nemesis. I actually kind of enjoy them. And it's partially because I've been doing it more, but also because I've been doing the transitional workout and you've brought pistol squats back in. And pistol squats I hate. So that has relatively, the Bulgarian split squats are so much better than pistol squats that I no longer hate them as much. Second is when we did the single leg deadlift, I used a circular band on my last set just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I liked it so much better than holding on to the handle, because I have a handle band and I can't get quite the right amount of band. Like it doesn't feel like it's quite right, but the circle band was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like that.
I don't know if you remember, but last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago when we did it for the first time, I discovered the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I like it so much better with the circle band, for sure. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. Yep.
And I let it have 4 feet. And so then the third thing is the Cook hip lift. I'm going to have to work on that more, because although I feel myself working to stabilize everything, I don't feel it like firing at in the glute as much as I feel like you're saying that I should. So I'll keep working at it, but I feel work. Like I feel like my body's working to stabilize throughout, but I'm not getting that like isolation in my glutes.
So let me show you guys real quick on that Cook hip lift. Imagine right now I'm laying on the ground, okay? Because I want to show you something. So imagine I'm laying on the ground and I'm doing Cook hip lift. So I'm like this on the ground, okay? You actually feel Cook hip lift here.
Oh.
Okay. It's actually intended for glute that does this. So you're going to feel it there. You're not going to feel it here.
I think I do feel it more there, but it is more subtle though.
Yes,
like
it is.
It's not as big a muscle, I guess. So it's like
correct.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
It's the reason we bring the front leg in is to tuck that pelvis back so that it ends up hitting what's called the glute hamstring tie-in. It's where glute comes down and technically inserts on the femur, and it's what helps to tug that pelvis under.
Okay. And then the fourth thing is you mentioned about t-shirts, and maybe the company you mentioned that you saw they do t-shirts is a personal connection you have, but actually there's a company here in Collingswood where I live, Red Dog Designs, that I'm friends with the couple who owns it, and they design, they do designs and stuff too, and they produce the t-shirts, and so I'll hook you up with them. Mindy Layer, Red Dog.
I would rather support a local, a friend, you know what I mean? Like I got the idea when I saw the commercial, but yes, absolutely connect me. I would be more than happy to support anybody in this community who has people in the community. I'd rather support your communities 100%. Yeah, definitely.
And it would be fun. I definitely could sport a Glutey Gang workout shirt.
Let's do it. Let's do it, you guys. Saturday Glutey Gang or Holly's Glutey Gang. I don't know. We'll come up with a really fun name for it.
It is Glutey Gang.
The Glutey Gang. Yay. Okay. Have a great weekend. Okay, Adelia, last one, because I have to get ready. We're doing the Glutes Project kickoff today in an hour. Listen, those of you guys that are interested in joining us, we're doing a kickoff in an hour. If you want to join us for the Glutes Project Ultimate Summer Session, it's 12 weeks. of getting to work with me in a group setting. I'm offering a 20% discount. If you want to join us, send me an email ASAP and I will get you in. Adelia.
Hi, thank you for the awesome workout.
You're so welcome.
Just quick question. I was curious if doing a deadlift with two 20-pound dumbbells is the same as a 40-pound barbell.
Ah, such a good question, my girl. Okay, so no, it's actually harder. Two 40-pound dumbbells is
No,
technically
220.
harder. Sorry. Two 20-pound dumbbells, which is a total of 40 pounds, is actually harder than doing a 40-pound barbell, believe it or not.
Huh.
It is. Yeah, you wouldn't think so. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but it's not. So that's because when you're using dumbbells, they're all over in space. And so you've really got to stabilize them, and they are going to be working each side of your body more individually than if you had a barbell, which is why I prefer barbells, believe it or not, because a barbell is this fixed bar. And I find it just to be more productive on the body, but technically it's going to be harder at any given weight load doing a deadlift or any exercise with the equal weight in dumbbells. So it's actually harder on your body biologically and physiologically. Yeah, both are good. It's not that one is better than another. It's just they're different. And like I said, a lot of people don't have barbells at home. For those of you guys that have barbells at home, and you're here with me on Saturday workouts, use your barbell. Just like, who was it today? Was it Christina? I think it was Christina that was doing her deadlift with her barbell at home. Definitely, guys, grab your barbell and use it for whatever we do. If we do RDL, if we do anything, you can use your barbell.
Cool, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
It does, and I guess if I were using barbells, I could even up the weight then.
Correct, 100%.
Okay.
Yep, you
Thank
would do
you.
50 or 60 pounds. Yep.
Awesome.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I am going to sign off because I need to take just a little bit of a rest before I jump into our hour-long kickoff. I love it. Oh, wait, we got to take a picture. Don't go anywhere, guys. Wait, hold on. Everybody, don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. Give me a smile. We have to smile and wave. Everybody, give me a wave. Okay, stay there. Wait, I want to get everybody. Everybody wave. Miri, I see you. Oh, so good, you guys. Happy Saturday. I wish your communities peace and progress. I'm wishing progress on the world in all the ways that are appropriate. You know, we all have different nuances of what that means, and I'm just really wishing a lot of progress in all of the challenge that has happened this year. So I'm saying that prayer for you and for your family and your community. And I will see you guys next weekend. Thank you so much for being here. You are the highlight of my week, and I just absolutely love it. So happy weekend. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Holly. Bye.
Bye, guys.